Number 3, if you haven't read Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you better. In fact, the better book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families, because we have found that more than any other families raising disabled children really need to learn and utilize these. Covey has at the back of the book a diagram that looks like an hourglass that has all 7 principles built into these 2 upside-down triangles. Photocopy it and tape it to your bathroom mirror. When you are putting on your makeup or shaving in the morning, I want those 7 habits in the corner of your visual field. That is your morning reminder to try to get it right. I do that, you should do that. And I didn't raise ADHD children, but these are very good principles for interpersonal relationships, and especially if you have a disabled child. So if you're not familiar with it, these are the 7 principles. You can read more about them. Now, once you have adopted these 3 roles, there is another role I would like you to assume. And this, I think, just paints the whole picture. This is sort of the background canvas on which you paint the rest of this portrait. You need to understand something that parents these days have long since forgot and are going to have to relearn again. Your grandparents knew this, but today's generation of parents doesn't seem to. And that is, you do not get to design your children. Nature would never have permitted that to happen. Evolution would not have allowed a generation of a species to be so influenced by the previous generation. It hasn't happened, and it doesn't happen, and it especially doesn't happen in children. You do not design your children. And yet we have the Mozart effect, the belief that if I play classical music to my uterus when I'm pregnant, I'm going to have a genius. The fact that if I can just put enough crib toys over his crib, he is going to have all these neurons exploding with synapses and be a brilliant mathematician. You don't get that degree of power. Does that mean stimulation doesn't matter? No, it means a stimulation environment is better than a deprived environment. But it doesn't mean that the more stimulation you add into the environment, the better it gets. It's a threshold. There is enough stimulation that every normal brain needs to develop. And once you're past that, which 98% of you are, the rest of it is out of your hands. But this idea that if a little bit is good, a ton of it must be better is a uniquely North American perspective, right? Believe me, the French don't look as kindly on their children as we do, right? That's another story for another day.